why were there only 4 submersibles that could go to the average depth of the ocean? And one of the things, and it was declining. There used to be 6. So it didn't make a lot of sense in a growing market why one of the resources wasn't growing. And one of the things I came up with are the myths, and this will be about the only one of the 2 text charts that I'll have. One is that subs are dangerous. And the issue here is you have to separate research and commercial submersibles from military submersibles, which carry munitions and go to dangerous places. Research submersibles don't go in areas where the bottom of the area they're operating in is greater than the crush depth of the submersible, which is what really kills you. So that's one of the big differences. And in the last 35 years, there hasn't been a serious injury, and there have been over 15 million people go in them. Now, most of those are in tourist submersibles, but they're statistically the safest vehicles on the planet. The other one is that they're expensive, and they're expensive because nobody cared about cost. The subs that are out there, the deep diving subs, were built by universities, funded by governments to be statements of national pride and skill. So they were all about capability. Go the deepest, get the most samples, go deeper than the next guy. No thought to revenue, no thought to cost. And the other problem is they're big and expensive. And the cost of the sub is only a small part. It's really the ship. And so as it becomes bigger and heavier, you need bigger and bigger ships. Contrast that to the inside of our sub. So one of the things I did was I acquired an existing sub and we operated it, because the question I had was, how big should the sub be? How many people should you have? How long do people really want to stay down? How do you get them to and from the sub? What are the experiences they want? What are the other avenues to make money on the sub? And so we went through this and we created Cyclops 1, which is about 80% of Cyclops 2, which is the sub that'll go to the Titanic. And that's one of the big innovations. You'll see on the model outside, take the top off, there's a carbon fiber hull with titanium hemispheres on the end. We've done a great deal of testing on that, and that will replace this steel pressure vessel. So all this work that we've done on procedures and training and public awareness and understanding sort of what the client needs are leads us up to Cyclops 2. And again, you can see it looks very similar. It's going to use the exact same fairing, same thrusters. It's just we have a titanium dome here. There's a carbon fiber hull in it, which I'll show you, and another dome in the back. The carbon fiber, this is the mandrel. This thing is 1.5 inches thick. That's a plate on there, but it's about 1.5 inches thick stainless steel. We just finished winding the 5-inch thick carbon fiber hull on Friday, and it now gets to spend 2 weeks in the hothouse curing. As I said, this is the winding. So it was, we'd wind a layer, and then we do a longitudinal, pre-pregged carbon fiber lay on top of this. Is commercial grade carbon fiber, and built it up to, 5 inches thick. Carbon fiber in subsea vehicles is really the right substance to use. It's 3 times better on a strength to buoyancy basis than titanium, the next best thing. So everyone wants to use titanium, but it's not strength to weight that you care about, strength to buoyancy. So our hull is going to be positively buoyant, which is what you want in a submersible. If you look at those other subs, they're all big and fat, and that's because they have all the syntactic foam because they're too heavy. Which is finished. It was just out in New Jersey where we have titanium rings. This piece gets glued to the carbon fiber. And then this dome is how you enter and exit. So we have a big apparatus on the launch platform that opens and you enter the sub and you close it. So entering and exiting is one of these big things. You know, the first thing you do in a sub, in most subs, you climb in a conning tower, which is very confining. It gets the total wrong feeling when you get inside, and then you don't have any viewports to look at. And then you sit on the deck of the ship for 15 to 30 minutes while they pick you up and launch you in a very passive fashion. So you start it in a relatively unpleasant way. You end the same way. You get to the surface, you're all happy, and then you got to wait a half hour while they get you on deck, and then you come out. With ours, you get this exciting launch off the platform, you get the landing on the platform, and you're in and out of the sub in a matter of minutes. So it really changes the experience. It also allows us to turn around the sub a lot quicker if we want to do multiple dives. As I mentioned, it's all about the Titanic. So we announced 2 weeks ago that we were going to go in May. Very important to have hospital facilities. One of the questions about this is how risky is going in the sub. Turns out in this expedition, probably the safest thing will be once you're underwater. Once I'm a couple of feet underwater, I know I'm coming back. I know everybody's coming back. It's getting in and out of the sub. It's getting to the ship. It's taking that helicopter training. Everyone who comes out will have to take helicopter underwater egress training, where they put you in a mocked up helicopter cabin and dunk you in a pool, and then you got to get out. And you got to get out with a survival suit. So that's where the real risk is. It's getting to the location. It's not the location itself. And one of the things I came up with are the myths, and this will be about one of the two text charts that I'll have. One is that subs are dangerous.